what's going on, everybody? Updates, and updates. I think there's stabilization in this lens. Very happy about that. I want to do a few updates, but I also want to share some advice that I've learned from my time being an entrepreneur. I have dropped out of college. I'm one of those guys. But I've been entrepreneurial since I was a kid. I remember this one time I woke up earlier than everyone in my family. It was a Saturday morning. And I was bored as hell. And my decision to occupy myself was to put some ingredients together and make a product and make a go outside and make a booth and try to sell things to the early morning Saturday runners. There's only one person that ran by my booth, and the product was not a hit. I took glue and borax, which makes this kind of goop, and green coloring, which I got from crushing some leaves from a bush out front in the yard. And I made fake boogers because it was, I believe, October and Halloween was coming up. And so I made signs for fake boogers that you could buy that were made of glue and borax and colored green. It's very unique. But I was bored, and that's what I would do. And then in high school, I got my parents to buy me gum from Costco. Big pallet, because at Costco they sell like pallets of gum. And I would sell them at high school for like $1.50 a pop. We weren't allowed to have gum. I was kind of like a drug dealer, but for gum. So I was always an entrepreneurial guy. So many things I tried. And in college, I tried a lot of different things, including selling knit hats, which I sold a few, but it wasn't sustainable because each one was like $30. Took like 5 hours to make. So that was one thing that I sold. I sold a lot of other things too, here and there. And the thing that's gotten me off my feet, thing that's gotten me to a point where I can pay the bills on my own is photography. I've also been pretty successful at window cleaning, which was a short thing I did. I didn't really like doing it, so I didn't put too much effort into it. I didn't want to grow that business because I didn't like the work. But I did grow it to a point where it didn't quite pay the bills, but it gave me a big chunk of money. And that was only because I didn't put effort into it. I easily could have grown it more. But there's one thing that I found, disclaimer, this is the one piece of advice that I am happy and confident in giving. I'm successful to the point of making a living and having enough to put away and pay taxes and all that stuff. And put away, have extra money over the end of the month, which, believe it or not, is quite hard as an entrepreneur. But I'm not comfortable sharing almost any advice because I don't think I'm successful enough, and I also don't think I'm successful enough in different areas to know what works and what doesn't. But this piece of advice is the piece of advice I'm comfortable giving, and that is to find another company to partner with, and that is a huge shortcut to making your business be in the green. So I haven't read the book, but Peter Thiel has a book called 0 to 1, and the whole idea from what I've heard from other people that have read it is the hardest part is going from 0 to 1, from no sales to sales, if you have a new business, a new idea, right? That's the hardest thing. And in my experience so far, the hardest thing has been from going to a business that is in the red to a business that is in the green. That's extremely hard. And over time, I'm sure it'll get easier for me. And there are people who've done it a lot, or it's easy for them. But at first, it's like learning to walk. It's very difficult. And I have done it twice. In both those cases, the way I shortcutted it, because when you're trying to get sales, even if it's something that people want, it's still hard to put yourself out there and get sales on a consistent enough basis to where you can pay the bills, sustain yourself. An easy way is find a business that is established in what you're doing and partner with them where they give you leads and take a commission, or you get like a wholesale price. Like you don't get your full amount, but you get a good amount, enough for the work that it's worth it. For window washing, I found a guy who had a window washing business He didn't do any of the work, but he interacted with the clients and he did the customer service, and he would give me leads. And it wasn't even leads. He would give me customers. He'd be like, hey, Greta wants her windows washed inside and outside at this address on this day for this much. Can you do it? And I'd be like, yeah. And then I'd do it. I'd collect the money. Usually it was a check. I eventually got a card reader. And then I would give him 20% every week. And he was happy, I was happy, and I was making consistent money. With photography, I was making money where it would I would pay my bills some months, and then some months I would have to borrow money, either from myself or from my credit cards or from family or from loans. And it was getting pretty stressful. And right as it was getting the most stressful, I reached out to another company that I know had needed photographers at one point. And thankfully, they hired me on. Hired me on is not the right term necessarily because I'm a contractor, but I'm on their photography team. And that has been an immensely amazing opportunity for me because it shortcut me from being worried about whether I'm going to make the bills every single month to making the bills every single month, because I'm doing a lot of shoots for them. They're traveling. I'm flying out to some people. I'm actually doing a couple here in Austin this weekend through them, and I still do my own shoots. But the thing is, if I was still doing my own shoots, it would take a few months, if not longer, for me to be financially solvent, because my business wasn't there at the time. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not possible. It wouldn't be possible for me to make my window washing business pay the bills, or to make my photography business pay the bills consistently. 100% possible. But this is an amazing shortcut that I suggest anyone who's trying to form a business is network with the other people that have the same business in your area and see if they have any extra work or if they have a team of freelancers. And make sure they understand that you have your own business and that you'll also be doing your own clients as well, because you don't want to do that under the table. That could sour the if you make it seem like you're not doing that and then later it comes out that you are, then that could sour the relationship. You want to make sure you enter the business relationship on the up and up with everything clear. I'm a huge fan of clarity. Some people love that about me, and some people are very annoyed because I tend to preempt things. If I feel like there's some tension, I'll preempt it. And some people don't really like when I bring up the tension in the relationship, but it's something that makes me comfortable and happy and keeps my relationships, my friendships, and all my relationships very strong, because if there's some kind of misunderstanding, it'll be confronted and weeded out pretty quickly, and we'll be on the same page about pretty much everything. So yeah, strong business relationships with other companies doing the same thing, giving you leads, customers really, that is extremely important. Another thing that I haven't been successful at myself, but I know other people suggest, is if you can't find a company that can do that or will do that, then create a referral network. Tell people in adjacent businesses that you'll give them a commission if they refer clients to you. For instance, if I'm a window washer, then I could talk to pressure washers, or I could talk to interior, like a maid service that doesn't do window washing, like on the outside, but they do the interior maid service, and call all of them up and be like, hey, if anyone calls up and asks for window washing, because you don't do that, give them to me and I'll give you 10% of every paying client, or 20% or something. And that way you just get clients coming in. So that's a secondary alternative option. Hasn't worked out for me, to be clear. I haven't ever made that work. The first option I have made work. Might be a little hard to form those relationships, and in the meantime, doing both strategies would be great. But definitely try the first strategy of finding other companies that will give you paying customers. And you might have to, like for instance, for the window washing company, I would have to say to clients who are doing window washing that I wouldn't mention my company's name. I would mention his company's name. And for when I'm working with my partner company here with photography, I don't mention my company's name. We have a deal where actually, if I'm working with one of their clients, I can't tell them that I do my own dating profile thing because it's like a conflict of interest style. They don't want me to poach their clients, and I'm happy to work with them on that because that would be unreasonable for me to do that. So I operate essentially as, well, not even essentially, I operate as a part of their team when I'm working with their clients. And so there's a little bit of a loss of that entrepreneurial freedom, but it's more than worth it because you'll be able to pay the bills. You'll be able to do what you want to do a lot more so than if you're not paying the bills because it's very stressful in that way. Some updates. Things are still going well. I am in a much more comfortable place as the months go on. I'm getting more comfortable with this stability. I think this month I was booked for like 10 to 12 shoots, something like that. A few of them are coming up, but before the end of the month, I have 4, 5, or 6, I think 5 before the end of the month. 2 this weekend, 1 on Tuesday, 1 on Wednesday, and I think 1 on Friday or Saturday. I'll have to check the calendar. And then next month, I already have like 12 booked or something, or like 10, I think 10. It's pretty awesome. Getting money and getting trips to traveling out to different places to do shoots. It's exciting. It's really exciting, and it makes me happy. Makes me chuffed. So I'm going to let you guys go. Please subscribe if you want to subscribe. We're nearing 200 subscribers, folks. I think at this point we have 196 subscribers. Like I said, when I did my 100 subscriber thank you episodes. You can check them out. I ate 100 teaspoons of different types of hot sauce, and I split them up into 25 each episode because it was very difficult to do that. And each teaspoon of hot sauce, I said a fact about me. And so we have 4 videos where it goes from hot sauce like milder to very, very spicy. And my shits for the few days after that were very difficult. For 250, I'm going to do something along the same lines. We'll have to figure out what it is. I'm not sure what it will be yet, but for 250 subscribers, I'm going to do a video for you guys like that, where I'm going to do 250 of something. I'm not sure what it will be yet, but I'm excited for that. We're nearing 200, another big milestone, and I am looking forward to doing more videos for you guys. By the way, just so you guys know, if you're new to this channel, you're curious about what I do, I talk about how to build a life you love in a lot of different aspects in your relationships, your love life, your money, your freedom, your travel, etc. And I do dating profile photo shoots. I fly out, or you fly in, or you live here in Austin and you just are here, or you drive in if you're nearby, or I drive to you. Figure it out. But there's a link in the description below if you want to hear more about that, get on a call with me, and potentially book a shoot. So if you're interested in that, check the link in the description below. Subscribe if you want to, and ciao.